Now, I mentioned in my rant video that the Warhawk stages aren't that bad, but after I finished the game, I found no interest in replaying any of them. I love replaying the Sonic stages, but I can't find myself to go through the Warhawk stages again just to collect more medals and improve my status. But one stage I can't replay no matter who I am is the final stage, Eggmanland. Seriously, this place is hell incarnate with roller coasters. There's difficult, but then there's just cheap. It's bad enough that this stage throws everything at you with the kitchen sink, but it's so freaking long. It took me 72 minutes to complete this stage the first time. 72 minutes! An hour and 12 minutes on one stage?
This is blasphemy! This is madness!
To the person out there who managed to complete this stage in about 10 minutes, I applaud you, you freak. Seriously, you must be from another planet to accomplish such a feat. But seriously, good job. Boss battles are pretty damn fun, especially Sonic's battles against Dr. Eggman. Not only are they fast-paced, but they're also an intense test of reflexes. The Warhawk's boss battles aren't too bad either, but they're definitely more slower paced. Now the last boss, Dark Gaia, is a completely different genre. I hate this boss battle. After finishing a ridiculously easy fight with Eggman and his Egg Dragoon, Dark Gaia takes the scene. You begin the fight by controlling the Gaia Colossus, which moves with the grace of a sumo wrestler. You have to make it to Dark Gaia in order to inflict damage, but along the way he'll throw great balls of fire and a giant laser which is impossible to avoid. And I'm not kidding about that. You're gonna get hit with that laser no matter what. You have a guard button which lowers the damage you take and a punch button which can take out the boulders that are unavoidable. But it's delayed beyond belief. You have to time it just right or you can kiss a chunk of your health goodbye. After reaching Dark Gaia, you input more button sequences to lay the smackdown on him and then you're given control of Sonic. Sonic's goal is to get to one of Dark Gaia's many eyeballs and give it a beating when he reaches it. After reaching the eye, you're given control of the Gaia Colossus again where you repeat the sequence 2 more times, getting more difficult as you progress. Holy shit, did you see that? Good lord, look at that. That's creepy. Good lord, I thought this face was disturbing, but looks like I just found my new face. The difficulty of the Gaia's Colossus sections aren't too noticeable, but Sonic's portions are just downright evil. While trying to reach the eye, you have to avoid touching the Dark Gaia tentacles and projectiles that his spawn throw at you, which also have a pretty large blast radius upon hitting the ground, making them almost impossible to avoid. Not only that, but you're on an invisible time limit. If you don't make it to the eye a few seconds after Chip says, "Hi, Sonic!" then you might as well restart the section over again, because you probably won't make it. Anyway, the final boss consists of Super Sonic vs. Perfect Dark Gaia. Upon starting this fight, I'm immediately reminded of the Doomsday Zone, where you have to collect rings and avoid rocks until you reach the boss himself. Unlike previous titles where Super Sonic's lifespan is determined by how many rings he has left, he now has a life bar which he can fill up by collecting rings. It's an odd change, but I don't mind it too much. After reaching Perfect Dark Gaia, I have to eliminate his shield, being emitted by 6 dragon heads all across it. From this point, the action becomes 2D and you must guide Super Sonic to ram straight into the dragon heads. While doing this, you have to keep in mind of the Gaia Colossus' health bar, which acts as the time limit of the sword because if it goes down completely, you have to start over. God damn it, Chip! Can't you just leave this battle to Super Sonic? After removing the shield, the rest of the battle simply becomes hitting the right button on time as Super Sonic finishes Perfect Dark Gaia, ending with you button mashing the shit out of the X button. The music in this game, again, is great. In my opinion, it still doesn't beat out Sonic Adventure, but there's more variety in this soundtrack than ever. Each stage music reflects the area that you're in, like a more oriental sound when in the China stages, and a more of a tropical sound when you're in Adabat, an island-based stage. The Warhawk stage music is also fantastic, but one you might get sick of pretty damn fast is the battle music whenever you encounter an enemy. It's a pretty upbeat track in itself, but it plays every time you encounter an enemy that isn't a boss, and because of that, it gets really repetitive really fast. The regular boss music is also pretty catchy, my favorite being the Warhawks because it's a song you can tap your foot along. But I can't help but think of that one musical piece that used to play in the Chips Ahoy commercials. The final boss music is also incredible, another job well done by the sound crew. It just adds to the overall feel of the final battle, and for that, I applaud it. The voice acting is also pretty good. Sonic's delivery is top notch as well as Dr. Eggman's. Tails' voice is nowhere near as high pitched as it was in the last game, and even Amy isn't too annoying this time around. The only character that truly bugs me is Chip. I don't mind the character, but his voice seems so inappropriate for his figure.
Yeah, Chip! Chip! I love it! Yum! Now,
it's like a little girl greeting you, but when she opens her mouth, her voice
sounds like this.
Secondly, where does he keep pulling that chocolate bar from?
want some chocolate, Professor? Want some chocolate?
On second thought, I'd rather not know. Overall, this game is pretty solid, but as a person who's grown up with Sonic, I have a few nitpicks. First off, I can't help but notice how much wimpier they're making Sonic nowadays. Now, it's known that Sonic cannot swim, but in this game, Sonic can't even touch water without dying. Whatever happened to the old days where Sonic could run in water? A similar rule applies to the final battle with Super Sonic. You have to avoid the rocks while moving toward the shield. If you touch them, you get hurt. Whatever happened to the old Super Sonic where he could touch rocks and shit without leaving a scratch? Sure, it slowed down his progress a bit, but at least he didn't lose any rings or health. Secondly, where's the goddamn spin dash? I know it's a bit unnecessary in this game considering that Sonic has the Sonic Boost, but come on, the spin dash is classic. Hell, Sonic can't even roll into a ball while running around anymore. Why not? It's like having a Mario game without the Fire Flower. You just need it. Going back to the subject of Super Sonic, when we're finally going to be able to play as him in regular stages? It sucks that one of the greatest features in the old games have been reduced to a last battle event only. And this has been going on since Sonic Adventure 1. Hell, even the recent handheld Sonic games don't even have Super Sonic in regular levels. Come on, Sonic Team, give the people what they want. Bring Super Sonic back in regular levels. Last but not least are the hub worlds. Now, I know some people don't mind them, but me, I can't stand them. I don't like the hub worlds. They completely detract away from the overall experience of the game. I just wish the game would go from stage to stage. I don't know about you guys, but I don't find anything enjoyable about moving around and talking to people in order to access the next stage. It should just be from stage to stage like the classic games. Well, that's my opinion anyway. I can go on a bit longer with the nitpicking, but I'll leave that in a future video. Overall, the Sonic stages are incredible, the boss battles are great, and the music is fantastic. My only gripes are with the Warhog. It just seems so unnecessary, and it's a shame that you have to play with him a lot. If the game consisted of nothing but Sonic daytime stages, then this game would be my favorite 3D Sonic game by far. But that's simply not the case, and because of that, this game falls short of complete greatness. So for my final score, I'd give Sonic Unleashed around an 8 out of 10. And yes, I changed the rating system. This one feels a little more flexible.